This is UMAR AHMED for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I completely agree with you, Eddie, and the more time Tom Little spends in his hotel room, for the better.
Best for everybody. Yeah, I think that'd be best for everyone. He's over there. I've got a lot of time for Tom Little. He's been waiting a long time. Big opportunity for him against Majidov. You know, Majidov, outstanding amateur, but he's only had one pro fight and actually got floored in that fight as well. So we'll see. He talks a great game, doesn't he, Tom? But he always has a go, and I think he can fight, and it'll be interesting.
On a serious note, though, about Saudi Arabia, I've got to say, I gave you a little bit of stick when it was kind of first announced, and I think there was a lot of surprise around the fact this huge rematch was going to Saudi Arabia. We've got here. The service, the hotels, the food is just unbelievable. Designer outlets everywhere. You did say it's like Dubai. It is like Dubai. Yeah. No country is perfect, but it is amazing out here.
Yeah, it's not. Listen, it's got a long way to go to get to Dubai in terms of the way the country has changed. But you can't just sit on Twitter and give your opinion of a country. You know, you have to come out here and experience it. And you know, it's not just about things that you said, like food and designer malls, but it's about the hospitality. It's about the logistics. And like, you know, you was at that media event last night, the way it was put on in the restaurants, all that kind of stuff. I can't go too deep into a country and its laws and its politics, and what do I know? I know as much as you. Well, actually, no, it's a lie. I know a lot more than you. But you know what I'm saying? So, like,
diddly squat.
I got a question last night from media. You know, about what do you think about this country? I said, listen, mate, I'm a sports promoter, and better than that, I'm a boxing promoter. So my job is to provide opportunities for my fighters. I lay them out, and whatever one they want to go with their team, I'm on board with as well. I don't have the right, and I shouldn't have the right, to tell a fighter where and where they can fight. You know, I've seen some stuff. I think it's Lou DiBella said, you know, I would have serious considerations about promoting in Saudi Arabia. It's like, come on, mate, pull the other one. You know what I mean? You. I won't say what I was going to say because I like Lou now. But like, everybody is trying to get a fight out here. Do you understand? People are flying in all the time. People are flying to the fighters and managers, advisors, to try and get fights for their guys here. Just so happens that I was the one that delivered. I was the one that pulled it out of the bag, and I have to take the initial criticism that comes with it. When someone else comes here next spring, do you think they'll get criticised? No. So it is what it is. But I'm comfortable here, not just because I have an obligation to my fighters, but because I know the people here, I know the setup, I know how it works, I know the work they've been doing on other sporting events, and this is just another major notch in the bedpost of major sports and entertainment events in Saudi Arabia.
Ticket sales, how have they gone, and how many Brits are we expecting to take those tickets?
We've got over 4,000 Brits coming. That's a mixture of from the UK and also from Dubai and Abu Dhabi and Bahrain, and where there's other expat communities. I reckon they've got, although we're not officially doing the tickets because the deal was to give them the gate, I reckon they've got about 15-20% of tickets left. They haven't really pushed them out to the Saudis yet, if that makes sense. Like because it's, you know, you can imagine they've got a lot of people to look after here, and also internationally, that's just the 4,000 is just the Brits. So there's a lot of some Americans coming, Mexicans, Europeans, etc., Australians. You know, there's a big international feel to this event, so it'll be completely ram-packed on the night for sure.
And women are allowed here working on the event.
Like they're not working on the event, they're going to the fight. I had a text yesterday, someone said, is it true they confiscate your phones when you go through customs? It's like, no, someone told me that you've got to delete all your apps before. I said, mate, what? I've been here 6 times, like, and normally I do get a little bit of preferential treatment where I'm met and taken through. Yesterday I went through the normal custom system like that. I mean, I'm sure you did the same. So yeah, women at the event. Look, it's not going to be 80,000 Brits with 6 or 7 pints inside them, screaming and shouting "Sweet Caroline." It's going to, it's going to be a great atmosphere. But you know, you can't dress it up and say, you know, there is no alcohol, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's just a culture and a religion that you have to respect while you're here. I said to the journos last night, let's use this as a positive, and let's get off the beers for a week and get in the gym for a week, you lot. Let's have a healthy week. But just buzzing for the event. I mean, I'm buzzing for the workout today. Everyone's really happy. You know, the fighters are here. Dillian's here. He was in the gym earlier. The facilities are out of this world, and it's going to be a long week waiting. You know, I just want the fight to be on now, and I want it to be Saturday.
Have you lost weight?
Yeah. No, I have lost over a stone. Yeah.
Frank's put on weight.
Yeah, vegan lifestyle.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I was just speaking to Brian Jennings about that. Yeah. So how is that going, the vegan lifestyle?
So I've done about 5 weeks now. A couple of slip-ups. Did have roast pork with my Sunday lunch on Sunday. Very small. But that's about it. Cut out chocolate, obviously cut out all dairy, cut out all meats. Felt amazing for the first 3 or 4 weeks, and then just had a little bit of a blip, and now I feel great again. Yeah, I was a slob, mate, to be honest with you. Like I still need to lose another stone, but you get into a system, don't you, where all you're doing is working and all you're doing is eating on the go, and then you're so tired you can't go to the gym, and there's no excuse. Like my dad's always said to me, go in the morning. Oh, Dad, I'm so shut up. Get up an hour earlier and go to the gym. Yeah, but I'm so tired. Shut up. Do it. There's no excuse, is there? Like, really.
Is Barry coming?
Yes, he's coming Wednesday. We're close to announcing a lot of other major events here as well for other sports. Yeah. So, and I'm working on the boxing side with other other big fights here, but he's also working on a lot of the other sports that we work in, and there'll be an announcement on that soon.
In terms of boxing, when do you think you'll be back in Saudi or the Middle East?
I had a really good meeting with him last night, and I said to him, look, don't feel like they're absolutely loving life right now. Like, they couldn't be more pumped for this event, and they're like, what's next? I said, look, make sure you get it right. This is a very special event. This is the biggest fight in boxing. I said, so you can't follow that up with, a star against a nobody. They only want the big events, big events. So we're putting a plan together to bring something back here next spring, summer. And I think they should work off 2 events. I think they should work off one in the spring and one, in November, December time. So for sure, it's not going to stop here. But again, a lot of it, you have to understand, there's a premium to pay for a country like this to bring mega fights to the region. But as it becomes a more recognised boxing location, that premium comes down, right? So at the moment, I think fighters are like, well, if I'm going to Saudi, what's the dough? But after a while, once Saudi becomes reputable as a boxing venue, that premium starts to drop. It will always be there, but they're not going to be. These people aren't idiots. It's not just a case of, how much do you want? 100 million, yeah, there you go.
But that's what it was like for this, wasn't it?
No. They saw the value. They saw an opportunity to enter the marketplace. And that's what they've done with the biggest fight possible. There's always a cost to entry in every single market. And this is what they've done. They're not looking to just spend money. They're looking to generate money as well from these events. Now, whether that be ticket sales, whether that be TV rights, whether that be sponsorship, whether that be general tourism, whether that be exposure for the region. So it's not, these people are very smart people, and, the proposals have to be right. All people generally want to do is make as much money as possible out of it. And they know that with us, we're reputable in a sense that we know what we're doing, we know how the financial should work, and we work with them as partners for that. It's not a cash and grab, as so much is in boxing. So many people are short-sighted in this sport where they just turn up, nick the money and run. They do a shit job, they've got no ethics, they don't care, they've got no reputation to uphold, they just want to nick the money and run. That is so far away from the mindset of our business at Matchroom. We want long-term partnerships where our reputation and our credibility can be maintained in whatever territory we're working in. We are a global business. We are the biggest boxing promoters in the world by an absolute country mile, and we have to keep on making sure that we maintain that position, but we move into regions and our reputation is upheld, because our reputation amongst these people and worldwide with broadcasters, sponsors, venues is second to none.
Okay, if Joshua does the business on Saturday night, huge task, could that Pulev fight land in Saudi?
I don't think, to be honest, I think they will then push for Joshua Wilder. That's the kind of fight they want. And no disrespect to Pulev, but it's not, do you understand? It's not just, let's bring Joshua back against someone. You know, I think there's more chance of that fight being a homecoming. You know, he hasn't boxed. It'll be close to 2 years since he would have boxed in the UK by the time that fight comes around. And of course, there will also be the attraction of Madison Square Garden, you know, to return there, because I think that's a must in his career as well. So, listen, he's got to win Saturday, and that's one of the great things I've said in many interviews about this fight is really I'm not even looking at the future. You know, I'm just thinking, just win on Saturday.
We didn't talk about the card to Coogan last night, so let's start with Hrgović-Molina. Hrgović is someone that we expect in years to come to dominate the heavyweight division, along with the likes of Daniel Dubois. How good is Filip Hrgović?
I think he's really good. You know, I think everybody in boxing speaks very, very highly of Filip Hrgović. I know, obviously, our partners, Salem Brothers, rate him very, very highly. He's a huge puncher. He was an excellent amateur as well. This is his first real fight. No disrespect to Tom Little. You know, this is the first time he's boxing a kind of fringe world heavyweight. And Molina's up for it. He's in great shape. He's trained very hard. He's going to give it everything. But this is going to tell us a lot we need to know about Filip Hrgović. I think he will be a future world heavyweight champion. And I believe that he's the favourite to win that fight.
What's the crack with Eric Molina and his UCAD suspension, by the way?
All completely expired.
What else have we got? Povetkin Hunter. What a fight that is, and a great chance for Hunter to stamp his authority in the division.
Yeah, I mean, look, like Joshua Ruiz, you can debate Hunter Povetkin all day long, can't you? You know, what's going to happen? How's that fight going to play out? Two guys with really good speed at heavyweight, two guys with a very high boxing IQ. Hunter's just like a dark horse. You know, he filled in, obviously beat Bacoli in a massive win on short notice. Then he took a short notice fight against Ustinov, beat him. Then he went and had a great win against Kuzmin as well. You know, he's a very, very good fighter. And I think that's going to be such a brilliant heavyweight fight. Who's the favourite? I don't know. You can't really back against Michael Hunter.
Do you know the odds for that fight?
No, I don't. But I say it as a pure 50-50 fight. And I think Povetkin, sometimes the reputation changes the odds. You know, if you look at Joshua Ruiz, for me, that's a 50-50 fight. Joshua's a big favourite with the bookmakers. And actually, with Povetkin Hunter, I think the man on the street might say, Povetkin will win that fight. But I think the boxing people might give Hunter the edge in that fight, you know. It's a really, really interesting matchup. And it could go either way. And it's a big fight for both. The winner's going to be banging for a shot at the world heavyweight title.
As you said, Dillian White's here. You spoke to Coogan about Dillian yesterday, but we saw a story in the papers with his brother, Dean, holding someone back who wanted to get out the plane.
Yeah, I think that story has gathered some great exaggeration and momentum. And by the time I've finished with it, Dean White actually parachuted out the plane and caught this guy. But I think the truth is there was someone who was behaving unruly on the plane, and Dean White grabbed him and had a little word in his shell, like. And if you see the size of Dean White, I think very quickly that guy decided it wasn't a very good idea. So right now, Dean White is the hero, and it's a great story.
Yeah. Do you know when Chisora and Usyk land in Saudi?
I think probably tomorrow or Thursday. Chisora's coming, Usyk coming, I believe Mike Tyson's coming, Manny Pacquiao's coming, Canelo Alvarez is coming. Loads of people are coming. Everybody wants to be a part of this event.
All right, Eddie, thank you very much for your time here in Saudi, and roll on fight week. Cheers, mate. Thank you.
It is special. Absolute dynamite. Oh, my goodness. Here we go.